Hello, my lovely leaguers. Alright, Vi in the jungle, machete, refillable potion, warding totem. Get on out there. It's been a couple of days since I've put up a video, and one of the things that I want to remind myself is before I buy his top, what? They want to invade with this team? Oh, just because it's a blitzcrank. Let's see. So, oh yeah. So one of the things I need to tell myself is I need to play a few games to see what's going on in the current meta. You know, a couple of days out of the game and they could update and change the meta altogether. I don't see any changes thus far. Even if there was an update, I don't think there was an update. But yeah. So in this meta, I feel you got the strong tanks and pretty much anything that counters a strong tank. All right. Gonna wait a little bit to grab. Yeah, we're gonna grab Q. Alright. So we blew flash. Nice stuff. Blew that flash. Then you get Scuttles here. There's a couple of reasons why I do this. We wait for our smite to be up. Give top a little bit of a lead, an advantage, yeah. And it looks like Darius capitalized on that. It doesn't always work out that way. You smite red to get that extra health, and you don't have to use all your pots to do so. Now, he just warded. I know, like, if you check out your mini map, he just warded. I won't be able to put too much damage on him, but that's fine. You might have to back after that. We're gonna go up here.
Who needs a beat down?
Grab our Krugs, gonna get that level 3. Get that Krugs, heavy hands action going. Alright. I'm gonna head back, get our first item, Tracker's Knife. I love Tracker's Knife because of the warding that you get. And for a while we won't go back to base until we sort of get like a until we get our completed warriors. Now, if their jungler's smart, he would have counter jungled me. Or they would like wait for me. But looks like I'm in the clear. Now, who is their jungler? Oh, it's a Quinn. Okay. Should be interesting late game. So we're gonna throw a ward right over there. Are you kidding me? Now, Zed has a couple escapes, so what you want to do with Zed is wait for those shadows. Always go around his wards. We'll hide in this bush in case he tries to come this way. Because our bot lane is quite a bit pushed up. And we'll know if he goes this way as well. Okay. There he is. Now if we were sitting in this bush over here, we may have gotten the jump on him. But it might have been a little dangerous because he is level 6 at the moment. Alright, we're gonna smite that. Like that. Throw a ward down for Darius. I'm not even gonna check like what's going on with him. He should be just fine.
I'm my own backup.
So he just used his Alright, missed him. Let's see, what does... Okay, he does have boots actually. I wonder if he... Oh, wow, they're really just going crazy over Darius over here. I'm gonna take this advantage.
They'll never know what hit 'em.
Positioning myself. Grab scuttles. All right. I mean, he asks us to wait. We're gonna wait a moment. Alright. Must have gone back. Gonna get our enchantment warrior. Now this is a nice power spike. That means like we can feel much more confident about going after Zed and company.
Here I come to save the day.
What the? Alessandra got her.
Let's get to the fun part. Who needs a beat down?
Alright.
I'm doing this my way.
Here we go. Finally. I put that word for Katarina. And I think she got the kill for that. So again, like, I feel like a heavy prioritization on getting your mid laner ahead. I didn't even have to use my ultimate. He used his shadow. Alright. You want to flash away? Fine with it.
Piltover's finest. Put a dent in 'em.
Alright. Let that go to his tower. That slippery guy. Now that Katarina's coming down,
Plan.
this will be a nice gank. Okay. Now you're gonna throw a ward out. I don't really want to do this though.
Here I
I
come.
want to catch. I'm gonna try to catch Zed off guard. All right. A lot of times people want to do dragon at this, and I don't want to. I just don't feel like it's a good idea. Do I need Black Cleaver this game? I don't think so, not at the moment. Lysandra? No, we'll get this. And that. Not just yet. Because getting dragon means, you know, we were, like, a lot of times the idea is you get dragon, and then you head back. So, and Zed can push turrets,
Let's get cracking.
just like Lysandra is pushing right now. and we would actually trade a turret for.
You gotta make it.
There's Quinn. So instead,
Do the talking.
let's forget dragon.
I have my own backup.
I just got 2. Okay, all right. I'm gonna throw this ward right back down where it was, since we have good ward coverage over there. In the
Cracking.
okay. All right. Zed playing semi-safe here. I'm gonna throw a ward over the side.
I'm doing this my way.
Okay.
If you hit a wall, hit it hard.
I don't want to do that. Because Lysandra is pushing your corner, so. You want to trade your tower for dragon? Is that what's going on here? Here we go. Alright, so they need to get Lysandra before she goes. Okay, okay, he's got his. So if you guys are in a position where your team wants to do dragon, and you don't, and how do you determine when you want to do dragon? When is a good time to do dragon? Think about this. Like, think of I'm gonna throw a ward right over there. Instead of getting a dragon where it is, questionable, like, are they going to engage? Of course they are, is it just too risky? Do we need to take the risk? No, we don't need to take the risk.
Never know what hit 'em.
Instead, thinking of using dragon to bait people, and if you notice my frequent warding of the area, we know where they are.
Who needs a beat down? If you hit the wall, hit it hard.
See, I know where Zed is.
Plan? I don't need a plan.
All right. Lysandra is playing the smart game, like,
Here I come to save the day. Or
she sees her teammates going after Jinx or whoever, and instead of like grouping up with them, there we go. Oh, there's Lissandra. There's Lissandra! Now, if that's a smart Jinx, she'll just aim spray. So, yeah, a couple of reasons why I feel like Vi is just, like, quite strong in this meta. First of all, I know the champion, and anytime when you know a champion, like, you just know, like, their damage output, you know, like, what they can do, who you need to target, because my R is unique, where I just dash at somebody. Alright, we're gonna take that. Because what I can do, I can dash into, like, let's say Zed or somebody, and look at, so they're prioritizing Darius. This is like a good time to just, like, we're not even going to join the battle. And they lose anyway. Oh, I'm sorry, buddy. Yep. And so, like, oh. I don't want to be under tower for that. I'm still putting up a nice, decent fight. And that's what you want. You don't want people rolling over and... Gonna put another ward in there. Why not? I'm gonna head back. Well, actually... Again, they're going after Darius, so...
Shut down. Let's get cracking.
It's like, okay guys, concentrate all your efforts on Darius. And I will be glad to take your tower. Okay. Oof. Uh-oh. Alright, miscue there. Ugh. Alright, so Jinx got killed. Jinx should be alright. It just so happens they're in a good position to get Dragon, but I'm not. We might be able to. Yep, it's fine. We'll be able to pressure them more. Starve them out of their experience. Because they still have the ability to do a lot of damage. Sandra, come on. No? No, Sandra? Okay. Okay, so top lane is pushing. I love my little dragon eggs. Like, their system, the... Alright, I'm not gonna stick around for too long now. Oh, I even forced her to ult. Alright, this is where we aim scray. Let's see who's dead. Quinn is dead. And then MF is dead. So a couple of reasons why Vi is like so, like, yikes, get out of here. She's got Surprise Initiate. Just like with the Q and then the follow up, and then you've got natural bruiser abilities. All this action happening in with Darius. So you got natural bruiser abilities with denting blows. Let me carry this to tower. So it makes it so you can you can just do loads of damage to tanks. Where are you? Alright. I'm gonna back out. Alright, so what do I want? Who is doing the most damage? 62, Solisandra? Okay. What do I want versus Lissandra? Or do I want to go Black Cleaver? Yeah, let's go Black Cleaver. It'll give us a little more health and quickness. But I love their team. They're not giving up, man.
Who needs a beat down?
Alright, so I got 2 out of 3 wards placed.
Let's get to the fun part.
Now they're in the area, so we need to be careful. Alright. That's sort of like their comeback there. It's a lot going on. There we go. Ah. We're gonna go back because of the Zed is split pushing. Even went on our Jinx. Jinxie! There we go. Alright, we should be able to get this. Not a Jinx. I mean, Jinx is top. You just get this, like, free and clear. Free and clear and under control. Jinx? Yeah.
Who needs a beat down?
That's fine. We don't need Baron. Hmm. Oh, there you are. Now if we can get, there we go. Oh, the hilarity. Alright, so we should get this really easy. Alright, so as tenacious as they're being, oh, wow. Alright. Lysandra can thwart us.
I let my hands do
I'm
the
just gonna get dragon. Alright, head back. There's Quinn flying around. Gonna get our magical black cleaver. Yep.
They'll never know what hit.
Head on out. Not quite 18 yet. Oh, she's caught out. Oh, it's rough.
Let's get cracking.
So at this stage, you gotta be wary of what's going on. Well, they have 2 inhibitors down, but they can still like mount a defense, you know, or they you know they see that we're just being too cocky. And not prioritizing. The Nexus. Okay. Alright. Oh, the 50 gold! Alright, alright. So we got a level 18 too. Nice to round things out. S grade earned by you or your teammate. You've been granted a chest. Oh! Oh! Continue. You've been promoted to Silver 4. Congratulations. Oh! Oh! Alright, let's do a little item analysis. UNS on Vi. Oh, let's see. It's got to. Yo. Oh, 8-0 and 10. Not one death. Not too shab. Okay, so going warrior is crucial for Vi. You want to get that item as fast as possible because of how the experience bonuses go with your warrior. Go with your go with your finished jungling item. Sometimes like you'll get the first tier jungling item and then some and you can go you can go different routes. I could experiment that in the future. I think that'd be something to think about because some people are like, well, there's like limitations to this item, or if you need something like Maw the Malmortius to survive, and this isn't going to give you any. This is going to give you cooldown reduction, which is a little utilitarian, a little on the defense side. But if you want more of a hybrid defense offense versus a lot of AP, so you could delay your warriors for that. Let's see. Sterix Gauge and Maw of the Malmortius. I find I play with a lot of Vi items that Vi can use, and the Maw of the Malmortius with a shield plus this Sterix Gauge. It does a couple of things. It's like it tricks your enemies into thinking you're almost dead because you take a massive amount of damage or something like that, and you're not. So at that point, you can choose fight or flight, and you can look at the situation, right, and say, okay, clearly I'm not losing. How can I escape? Can I escape over a wall, a bush, flash away, Q away? Or, I'm just taking a lot of damage. I can obviously finish off these low minion or low health champions. So you get that option of survival. And if you choose to stay and fight, you have, Sterix Gauge is going to give you that 25% additional base attack damage. And Vi just, when it comes to base attack damage, that is the golden goose, or the golden egg laying goose for Vi. It's all about attack damage is what she wants. It's rare to find things like critical hit build Vi, but you can make it work. Especially when you're ahead. And you got the survivability of those shields, crazy stuff. And then Boots of Swiftness. So you can have that constant. You can Boots of Mobility are going to help too because of how much I move around a map. The usefulness is high. The Boots of Swiftness, I believe, are still at a discount, I think, so it makes them sort of it makes them you don't need super speed, but if you're in a situation where you're needing to run away from the enemy and they're doing they keep on hitting you somehow, the Moby Boots, the passive is just the active is not going to proc because you're getting damaged and you won't get that additional boost. The Black Cleaver I chose in the end for extra damage, basically just for Leona. She's the only person with tanky items on their team, and with Black Cleaver I just shred it through that little bit of armor that she has. And that's gonna help in addition to Vi's sort of passive W, where denting blows does the more hits, the more armor you shred, so on and so forth. Okay, the Jinx looks like she got a fair amount of kills. well, no, she actually didn't get that many kills, but a lot of support, so that's fine. She went enchantment fervor. I don't recommend getting tier 3 boots this early when she doesn't have a full build. It looks like she either went Infinity Edge first or Runan's Hurricane. I don't think Runan's Hurricane is too good of an item on Jinx because a lot of the time you're either switching between an auto attack, which is one person. You want to concentrate on one tank, or if you want to concentrate on a larger group and you want that splash damage. You're already getting splash damage from your rockets, and if you want to change, so Runan's Hurricane, I just I'm always like if I build Jinx, I'm not gonna have this guy. There are some benefits to it, that critical chance and the movement speed, but static shiv, you get that burst of damage already. And Jinx is about like bursty damage. I think static shiv, outweighs Runan's Hurricane on Jinx. Mercurial Scimitar, that's to get away from their various binds, and Zed's ultimate. Nice item, nice choice. Looks like she was still packing some health potions. That's just fine. The Blitzcrank got Frozen Heart, and I think that is an excellent choice because of Quinn attack speed, Misfortune attack speed, Zed. They are attack speed heavy. And this is going to reduce their attack speed plenty. Against the Legion, that's a great item. It's going to help Blitzcrank, survive Misfortune's damage as far as their ultimate, because it does a little bit of magic damage, I believe. And Lysandra, of course, she's going to do magic damage. So it's going to help with those two characters, and then sort of like their AoE effects. So nice. Gaze of the Legion item. Randuin's Omen, that's going to, well, let's see. So Quinn was going a critical hit build, and Misfortune, she was not going for a critical hit build. So you could, if Quinn wasn't going for this critical hit build, you could make an easy argument Randuin's Omen is not so important because of the damage taken from critical strikes. But I think it's good because you're gonna have that active where you can slow people down. A lot of them have a lot of mobility, and you want to slow that mobility down. You want to wait for their types of moves. Like Quinn has an attack where she can distance from you and keep on shooting. She can blind you. Zed, he has his ability where he can just disappear. He can go to different shadows. He can use his ultimate. And then Misfortune has her regular passive, just makes her a lot of times it's hard to catch her. A lot of times I was missing Zed because he went for boots. He went for boots early so he could avoid Katarina's Qs and her attacks, which I think was a good idea. Alright, so Zed got Dusk Blade of the Drakthar. A lot of Zeds are checking out this item. It's sort of like a bursty combination. I can almost do it on Vi. It's almost like, you're gonna get the attack damage and the movement speed. So it's an offense item. It doesn't lend too much in terms of living. So if I put this on Vi, it would be more like a item that you want to style people with. So you want to I want to hit them, right? But then look, they got a little bit short of life. I'm not gonna walk away, and then they're going to die because of the Drakthar effect. And it wouldn't come back. The Nightfall ability wouldn't come back. I think until 120 seconds later. So that's a minute, 2 minutes later. So it's an item that's okay, walk away and then take your victory. style them with the direct R. But in terms of like survivability, you want a hybrid of survivability and damage on Vi. And the shields offer like the utility of being able to get out of a situation in case you're overwhelmed, and you know if you want to all in and you have items like Staircase Gauge, which is going to increase. You can give you that shield and increase your damage output, making you into a beast. Beast mode. The rest of Zed's item looks like he was going for a black cleaver as well. He's got his phage and his subsequent components of the black cleaver. That's pretty standard for Mr. Zed. Black cleaver is going to do some damage, but as far as tank goes, well, okay, we got 2 tanks. That's pretty acceptable. You got Yomu's Ghostblade for speed ups, and then the armor pen, so nice item. And then he got Mercury Treads and Mercury Treads. I guess that's okay. I don't do too much Zed. It would help surviving me and my stuns a little bit, I think, but as much damage as I do with my basic attacks and my Qs and my R and whatnot, like I feel like it wouldn't matter that you're going to be able to be stunned for a shorter period of time. Canarita doesn't have any stuns. Darius, he's gonna pull people, and then he's gonna have his Randuin's Omen to slow people down. So it might have been better for him to go Swifty Boots, maybe get around the map and get some more kills that way. That might have been better, because the usefulness of Mercury Treads is like, it's iffy, but maybe. Because if you're pulled by Blitzcrank, you're in a bad position. If you're being pummeled by me, you're in a bad position. Zed. Okay, yeah, I just talked about Zed. Misfortune. Now, what build was she going for? Like, I don't know. Trinity Force, Bilgewater Cutlass. It seems like the items are kind of like all over the place. She should have like committed to like a solid item. There would have been like a damage disparity. A lot of times in games, like you'll think, oh, it was just about the gameplay or bad luck or stuff like that, and it can be about that. But if you look in the game's items, some people will go awful items, or for ADCs, a lot of times it's not completing main items or second items, and it's like if you're having a tough time in lane and you're trying to keep up with that damage, you can say to yourself, well, I'm going to get boots. Look at this, tier 3 boots. She does not need tier 3 boots when she hasn't completed like a damage item, like 1 damage item. Like the Bloodthirster is going to allow her to survive a little bit, but that's not like an Infinity Edge where Infinity Edge versus this Misfortune right now, she was not going to make it. All Jinx has to do is auto. I think she can even like survive Misfortune's huge attack too. Maybe. The Lissandra looks like she evened out. Looks like she did the best out of her group KDA wise. She's got the Dark Seal, ability power, 25% increase from healing potions. Okay, so she's taking it slow. That's a pretty interesting item. And then like she didn't get like a potions like this refillable potions. I would think that you would want a refillable potion if you got the Dark Seal, but maybe not. Zanya's Hourglass, survivability and initiation. It's hard to initiate with Lissandra when the rest of your team is behind. You got rid of ages for survivability, meaning like if you get rid of ages, it's gonna give you some life. So if you ultimate yourself, you'll gain that life back instead of not having that life. Ravenon's Death Cap to help with all our abilities, and some Sorcerer's Shoes for armor or magic penetration. Let's see. The Darius has no MR. That's how little he took the Lysandra seriously, because it seemed like she didn't do so much damage, and so Rabadon's death cap would be very good, because he's got no MR, little bit of MR for the team, and that would be handled by an item like Sorcerer's Shoes. So this is a good build. Rabadon's death cap is a wise choice, because this has got nothing to do with armor penetration, but it has just huge ability power, and if we have no magic, why I keep saying armor penetration? If we have no magic pen, if she has magic pen, then that means it's only effective when we have magic resist. But if we have no magic resist, it's effective to have ability power. Because it's sort of like, well, yeah, okay. Quinn, she went Enchantment Warrior. I wonder if the thing with Quinn is you go Devour, but that might take too long, so Warrior still works. Boots and ability to get around the map. Although, like, once with Quinn, you rely on your ability to, like, you know, be away from your opponent and do damage. So Swifties, Boots and ability, they work. Swifties might be better when you actually start fighting people. That's questionable or debatable. Infinity Edge and Rapid Fire Cannon, so she's going for that critical hit build, which is fine because I've got no critical build, but if you do meet me in battle, I will try to murder you. But we've got Randuin's Omen, and Randuin's Omen up here with Blitzcranked and a Frozen Heart to deal with this build. So we definitely did a good job countering, you know, a lot of their crazy build items. Leona, Sunfire Cape for close quarters combat, Dead Man's Plate to get around the map and, you know, get those kills. But one of the things about this meta, like I was mentioning before, is Vi, you have your denting blows. I didn't even have to go Black Lever until the very end when I thought, okay, I'm gonna get Black Lever. And when you have a champion that has natural armor penetration, guys like Leona, Nautilus, a lot of these guys that have great initiation, they take the damage, and the more times they get hit, meaning their armor is shred, they get, you know. So, alright. Hope you guys enjoy this episode. This is ArchAcadia, and I will see you guys next time!